had 4 calls this week, 4 different B2B SaaS companies, different industries, different countries, different products, and every single one of them told me the exact same thing. Our inbound was working great, and then it just stopped. One of them grew organic traffic from 2,000 to 70,000 visits a month, also running paid search at 6x return on ad spend, and their CEO still said, I need the next lead. What am I going to do to get 10% more growth? I need 30 to 50%. Another company, 10 years old, about 100 customers, fully product-led. They had a great product, strong inbound, and their head of marketing said, we know the levers to pull, we just can't pull them ourselves. We need to do something ASAP. These companies don't have a product problem. They have a growth motion problem. They're stuck in what we call the PLG trap. And today I'm going to show you exactly what it is and why it happens and the playbook to break out of it. So let me paint the picture. I'm the engagement director at a B2B SaaS marketing firm. We work with AI SaaS companies at every single stage, from pre-PMF startups to 80 to $100 million companies. And in the last 2 weeks alone, I've talked to companies that all look like this. Number 1, healthcare SaaS, 15 million in ARR, crushed organic SEO and paid search. But the CEO tells me, we've only ever done below the line marketing. We've never proactively shaped brand perception. And I need a channel that can give me 30 to 50% growth, not the 5 to 10% I'm getting right now. They even tried ABM with another agency. 4 months, 2 or 3 demos, it had flopped. Company 2, an AI video platform. They were riding the AI wave, 20,000 signups a month, and the market shifted. Generative AI tools flooded the space, and suddenly their conversion rate dropped by half because people were signing up expecting something the product doesn't do. Their VP of revenue told me, when we go to one-on-one outbound, we close, but we can't scale that. And company number 3 now, a workforce assessment platform. They're 10 years old, great product, totally inbound dependent, solo marketer, 1 SDR, and 80% of their traffic is from the US, but they're based on the other side of the world. They've been product led their entire life, and they told me, we realize PLG can only go so far. We're seeing small deals. We need 55 ACV enterprise deals now, and we don't know how to get there. 3 completely different companies, same exact wall. PLG got them to where they are now, and PLG is now the thing that's holding them back. Product-led growth is beautiful when it works. People find you, try you, love you, pay you a little bit. No sales team needed. It sounds super easy to get a ton of signups because your prices are so low. It's efficient in the beginning. It scales. And for the first 1 to 5 million, it could be the right move. But here's what nobody tells you. PLG has a ceiling, and that ceiling shows up in 3 ways. Ceiling number 1, your inbound attracts the wrong buyers. When you're product-led, specifically in B2B markets, you're like a big fishing net trying to suck in as much volume as humanly possible. Then you need freemium conversions. But people who self-serve on the platform are usually junior at the company. They're individual contributors doing research, and they're not the VP of operations who controls a $55,000 budget. So your pipeline fills up with small deals, tire kickers, and you can't figure out why your revenue won't grow. One company I talked to this week said it perfectly. We've struggled to get in front of a decision maker because a lot of our inbound freemium signups are junior people doing research for their boss. Now here's ceiling number 2. Your conversion rate decays as the market shifts. This one is brutal. You build your positioning around a keyword or a trend, and it works until it doesn't. The AI video company I talked to was getting 20,000 signups a month when AI video actually meant what their product does. Then overnight, AI video meant generative AI. Their product didn't change. The market did. And their conversion rate was cut in half. PLG is fragile because it depends on the buyer finding you and understanding your value before they even talk to a human. Now here's the 3rd ceiling. You can't outbound with a PLG engine. This is the big one, probably the biggest. PLG is a magnet. It pulls people in. But when you need to go after specific accounts, enterprise companies, named targets, high ACV deals, magnets don't work. You need a spear. You need outbound ABM. You need an SDR enabled with the right content, the right sequences, and the right targets. And most PLG companies never build that muscle. Their CRM isn't set up for it. Their attribution isn't tracking it. Their team doesn't know how to do it. And that's the trap. If you're a B2B SaaS CEO watching this, you see your company in what I just described, the exact playbook Kalungi uses that I walk companies through to break out of the PLG trap. It's in 5 steps. Step number 1, run a CRM autopsy report. Before you do anything, go into your CRM and answer 3 questions. Who are my customers who stay the longest? Who pays me the most? And which segment do both of those overlap in? Never done this analysis because they've been optimizing for volume, not value. When you run this, you usually find that 20% of your customers represents 80% of your revenue retention. That 20% is your real ICP. Step number 2, reframe that everyone is your customer mentality. The AI video company I talked to has sold across education, media entertainment, publishing, manufacturing, and marketing channels. When I asked which segment to focus on, their VP said, "I'm not sure. We're strong across multiple industries." That is the most dangerous sentence because when you market to everyone, you resonate with no one. You're jack of all trades, master of none. Pick one segment, commit to it for a year, be the dominant player in that category. You're not alienating the other segments that are already on platform and paying you money. You're just choosing where to win first. Now, step number 3, build outbound ABM as a synchronized motion. This is the shift. You're going from a magnet to a spear. You're not attracting, but you're attacking. But here's what most companies get wrong. They treat ABM like a separate campaign. It's not. Outbound ABM means your list building, your content, your SDR sequences, your LinkedIn outreach, and your paid targeting are all hitting the same accounts at the same time. The workforce assessment company I talked to has one SDR. They know they need outbound, but with ABM behind that SDR, it's a one-man operation in enemy territory with the backup they need to go close deals. When you synchronize ABM with your SDR motion, you get convergence, marketing convergence where everything starts revving together. Multiple touch points hitting the same buyer from different angles. That's what drives enterprise conversions. Now, step number 4, don't kill what's working, layer on top of what's working. The healthcare SaaS CEO said something smart on our call. I'd be a lot more comfortable not distributing what's already working and just adding a new channel that can be cracked. That's the right instinct. You don't shut off your PLG engine. Your organic traffic, your paid search, your free trials, those keep running. The PLG engine feeds your brand awareness. The ABM engine goes and hunts the specific accounts that will never self-serve into your funnel. That's step number 5. Get experienced leadership in the room. Every single company I've referenced had the same gap. They've been making marketing decisions through a bootstrapped startup lens. The founders are secondary marketers, smart people with marketing opinions who keep changing direction. The AI video company said it plainly. We have a lot of opinions and ideas, and we bounce around a lot. We want someone external who can come in and say, this is the way to go. That's not a weakness, that's self-awareness, and it's the number one indicator a company is ready to break through. When you bring in a CMO marketing leader, strategist, someone who's scaled this motion with multiple companies and not getting their experience learning on your dime, you stop experimenting randomly and start executing with real strategy. Let me make the math really simple here. If your target ACV is $55,000 a year and you close one enterprise deal from an ABM campaign that costs you $8,000 to $10,000 a month to run, you've paid for the entire motion with a single deal. And here's the thing about enterprise deals. They don't churn like SMB. Your PLG customers, $50 a month churn consistently. Your enterprise customers at $55,000 a year, they're embedding your product into their workflows, they're training their team on it, and they're not leaving. So the question isn't whether you can afford to make the shift. The question is whether you can afford not to. Every month you stay stuck in PLG, your competitors who are building outbound machines are taking the enterprise accounts you should be winning. I want to say one more thing, and it's not about growth metrics. The reason why this pattern keeps showing up on my calls, 4 companies in 1 week telling me the same story, is because the PLG trap isn't just a business problem, it's an identity problem. When you build a product-led company, the product becomes who you are. Your identity is, we built something great and people come to us. And that's true. You did. But growth requires you to change your posture from waiting to hunting, from reacting to leading. And that's uncomfortable because it means admitting the thing that got you here won't get you there in the future. I think there's real wisdom in that tension because the best builders I know aren't the ones who hold onto what worked. They're the ones who have the humility to say, I need help with what's next. The workforce assessment company has been around for 10 years, 10 years of iterations, 10 years of changes. And the person on my call said, we know what levers to pull. We just can't pull them ourselves. That's not weakness. That's the most mature thing a leader can say. If you're a B2B SaaS CEO, and you just realized your company is in the PLG trap. You got great inbound, strong product, but your growth has flatlined and you don't know where the next 30% come from. Drop a comment below. Tell me what's the one channel you haven't cracked yet. I want to hear it. And if you want someone to actually look at your pipeline and tell you where the trap is, I do a free GTM audit session. It's 30 minutes on Zoom, and we'll look at your CRM, your ICP, and your growth motion, and I'll tell you exactly where the bottleneck is and what to do about it. The link is in the description below. Subscribe if you want more real talk about B2B SaaS. Thank you.